What's going on, guys? Welcome back to ETB Boxing. We have a few stories over the weekend and over fights that happened that you might want to hear about. Probably heard about the Danny Garcia when we're going to discuss it, show you the knockout highlight and what we think will happen afterwards. Paulie Malignaggi was back in the ring with bare-knuckle fighting. We're going to show you some highlights of that and some of Paulie Malignaggi's words after the fight. You might want to listen to what his next moves are if you're a Magic Man fan. There's some people criticizing Paulie because he's been a little hard on Gervonta Davis and Jake Paul fight, but I think I'm going to push back on that. You might want to hear what I have to say about it. I think it's ridiculous what some people are saying about Paulie, but we'll get into it. We'll also show you who Jermell Charlo was calling out. I think who he's calling out is ridiculous. I think the fact that if it even happens or even the idea is floated around is ridiculous. I'm going to tell you why. And last, I'm going to show you possibly the round of the year of 2025. Unless there's a better round than this round, I'm not sure, but you want to see it. It's really crazy. I haven't seen something like that in a long time, but it's going to be good stuff. Let's get into the Danny Garcia win. So I'm going to show you the knockout highlight of Danny Garcia. So this fight, just so you know, Danny Garcia, this was called the Farewell to Brooklyn retirement fight for Danny Garcia. He had been very inactive. And not sure he's been promoted the right way from PBC Boxing. Sometimes boxers price themselves out. We don't really know the whole story, but this was Danny Garcia versus Daniel Gonzalez's fight. And in this fight, Danny Garcia just it's Danny Garcia and it's his style. And I'm really happy that he got this win. Let's check out the highlights of this knockout.
You get hurt and you hurt yourself. Ooh, good body shot there from Garcia. Great precision from Garcia tonight, head and body.
Looking very sharp, looking to bounce back from that middleweight title loss to Erislandy Lara last year. Another round in
close proximity-wise, but very, very different.
Hey, how about that Argentine-Italian mix? You don't see that too often, all right?
Not at all.
Not at all.
From our great Chris Algeria, the former world champion at 140. This fight is at 154 as round 4 gets underway.
You see what Gonzalez did there? He threw a jab and then changed levels and got underneath the hook. That high-low, up-down, in-out style is going to be his best bet tonight to have any kind of success.
It's a little tricky.
When you look back at that tough loss for Danny Garcia against Erislandy Lara, was it too much weight? Was it the wrong style? What do you think?
I mean, look, obviously.
Oh! Hold that thought. Down goes Gonzalez in round 4.
He's done.
He is done.
He broke his ankle too. He rolled his ankle.
Farewell to Brooklyn. An explosive knockout finish for Danny Swift.
Wow. Well, typical Garcia fashion, right? Totally demolishing Daniel Gonzalez. Well, Daniel Gonzalez wasn't a Formula 154 pounder, but let's face it, if you're saying goodbye to the boxing profession, you're not going to fight a world beater. But great punch, beautifully timed. Danny Garcia stamp on it. But notice how excited he is. Notice how he gets on the ropes, cheering and getting cheered. That's so addictive. And it's really hard to walk away from that. And so right now, we're going to go to a clip where they're interviewing Danny Garcia and asking him about what his plans are afterwards. I don't know. But prior to that, I want to really touch on something. People are saying, his loss to Lara is meaning that he's going down. And the commentators are actually asking, what's up with that loss with Lara? That, and his father stopped the fight. You got to understand something really quick about Erislandy Lara. He's a tricky fighter. He was never an easy fight, and he was avoided mostly all his career by the big hitters except Canelo. Many people thought he lost that fight because he was so tricky, man. Lara was a really tricky fighter, and he used to move a lot in his younger years. As he's gotten older, clearly he can't move around like he used to. So if you're not moving around as you used to, and you know how to punch, you know how to move, then you're stepping in more into your punches and they hurt more. And I think a lot of people underestimate that about Lara. He's had some knockout wins in his later in his career, Lara. And I think that's why Danny Garcia probably had a tough time with him. And there's some interviews that the money wasn't worth what they paid him to be going through that. I think that's why his father, Angel, stopped it. Anyway, I just kind of wanted to touch on that. Let's find out what, Danny Garcia had to say about his future, about what he wants to do, if he's going to come back after this, or is he going to take his Cinderella story win. And this video is from Fight Hub TV. We really appreciate letting them let their content be commentated by other boxing channels like ours. Let's check out what Danny Garcia has to say.
So how'd the knockout feel?
Oh, it felt good. It felt good. I started 2012 with a knockout, and I ended it 13 years later with the same knockout. Big left hook.
It was beautiful.
So it felt good to knock somebody out.
That's official? This is your last fight?
Yeah, like I said, man. I'm standing on it. I'm standing on it.
So you tell me if Xander Zayas calls you tomorrow and is interested in a homecoming fight in Puerto Rico against you for the WBO world title, you wouldn't be interested in that fight?
I mean, listen, I'm
the
not even
Virgil
thinking
Ortiz
about that.
people called you tomorrow.
Well, the price got to be right, like Bob Barker. Because
so you're not fully retired.
well, I said 85% retired.
85%. Okay, I like that.
15%. Because I love boxing, and if it makes sense, but this the dollar sign got to be right. Or not, it's not even worth, the risk's not worth the reward for me no more. And I'm not even getting paid
How did you
a lot of money.
see when the other Danny Gonzalez, when he threw that looping shot?
Yeah.
Did you predict that when you caught him with that hook to put him down?
I just knew he was moving. So I'm like, okay, I'm just going to stalk him, and I'm going to keep my distance, so when he throws, I could just time him real quick. As soon as he stopped his feet, I just timed him with a big shot. Because I know in the first round, I hit him with a right hand, and then he got like a little dizzy. So then he started running. Then I just took my time. That's it. Just took my time.
Danny, congrats on the win. You really called your shot. You didn't knock the dookie out of him, but it was a beautiful performance. If this is your last fight, what would you like to say to your fans right now?
Oh, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for all my fans who really believed in me. Like, I earned my fans the hard way. Like, I really had to fight for my fans. Like, I was never really promoted like the superstar, the top dog, the greatest. I never got prospect of the year. I never got fighter of the year. Even when I was beating everybody up, it was just always something. So I really earned I really earned it the hard way, like my fans. So I appreciate them for sticking by me. I mean, I gained a lot of fans over the years. I mean, since Amir Khan, like fans in London, well, Mexican fans when I fought Eric Morales, like Argentine fans. I just gained so many fans all around the world over the years just by fighting good fighters. And I appreciate all my fans for just sticking by me. Because without the fans, it's nothing. It's no sport, no boxing.
Hey, Danny, who's your promoter outside of just a boxer now? Are there any other upcoming events that you can talk to us about?
Well, right now, I'll probably just go back to do some small shows just to like move my fighters in Philly. And then hopefully next year, I could probably do another big show.
What's your lasting moment here at the Barclays Center over the years?
Wait, what was the question? Sorry.
What's the lasting moment that stands out to you at the Barclays Center?
Oh, lasting moment? Every moment. I mean, Eric Morales, Zab Judah, Keith Thurman, Lamont Peterson, even this night. This is historical for me because, I'm not even a big time promoter. And I took the chance. I didn't have nobody really behind me. I just made a couple phone calls and did this whole entire show. Just me and my partner did it from the muscle. So I didn't even do this for the money. I just did it because I love boxing. So I just want to keep promoting and taking chances. And I think
well, I will have to say we need more people like that in boxing. We need more promoters like that. I like that I heard he took chances. He did it on his own. The reason why is because Danny Garcia is a boxer. He understands the ins and outs of the business. He understands what it is to be left out of the big names when you do have the talent. So I do love this. I love this for Danny Garcia. Angel, his father, had mentioned that he will mention later once Danny Garcia retires completely about some of the things that happened on how they promoted him. And I think, PBC, but they don't want to say it just yet because he's still in the game. And I don't know if he's under contract or anything. I don't think so. But I know Angel Garcia has some beef on how his son was promoted, Danny. And I have some beef too. And I think I have some beef as a boxing fan that some of these boxers just never were active. Who knows why? Who knows what's the reason? But I'm so happy for Danny Garcia. I hope he stays out of the boxing arena inside the ring and stays active outside. I really loved the way he fought. Good guy, you know, always well spoken. I think his father was more of the firecracker, but you know, that's entertainment. I like it. And I think he'll be good for the sport of boxing outside the ring, for the future of the sport, you know, because a lot of the promoters like Bob Arams and every, you know, the Don Kings, I don't even think he does any cards anymore. But, you know, it's the new blood, infuse something new, especially with the competition that boxing has now with bare-knuckle, TKO, UFC. We want real boxers to really promote and really put see the talent and care for the talent and put them where they need to be, you know, put them where they need to be. Okay. Next story, we're going to go to Paulie Malignaggi. For those of Magic Man, the Paulie Malignaggi guy, the announcer guy, you know, he used to be a fighter back in the day, and he ended up stepping back into the arena in a bare-knuckle match. Bare-knuckle, if you haven't seen it, it's pretty gruesome, man. And so a lot of people are saying, why did Paulie Malignaggi step back into, you know, bare-knuckle fighting? Well, he wanted to come back to regular boxing and try to get a championship there, but he didn't feel that his body could do it, like the athleticism and the ability. You know, it's just really hard to be world champion as a professional boxer, and he just felt like BK boxing, bare knuckle boxing, gave him a better chance to compete and, you know, maybe win. And it might be a place for future boxers to go in there after they're done with their boxing career, and if it didn't turn out, maybe that's an opportunity for the fight. Let's look at a little bit of highlights here of Paulie Malignaggi and his bare knuckle fight.
Got to have something different in the locker.
Well, 36 club boxers over the career of Paulie Malignaggi couldn't figure it out.
You wouldn't want to try and outbox.
There's that open hand.
Yeah.
That one, not the one that caught him in the eye, though, but Paulie's hand speed
but Mike,
and his technique outstanding.
That shot got through.
There's that open hand.
He asked the referee, Clyde, to have a little talk with Good John for the open hand, which we've seen happen a few times tonight, and that's just part and parcel of this bare knuckle boxing.
Good shot landed by Tyler Goodjohn.
Yeah. But he's not as classy as Paulie in terms of boxing, so he needs a different approach, and he's got it now. He's taking the fight to him and brawling. Problem.
Well, as you can see, you know, very brutal stuff. We're going to go into the post-fight interview that Paulie had. You're going to see it was kind of beat up, but I have some opinions on, you know, I saw the whole fight. Paulie looked pretty good, man. He was moving around, and he's going to share with you why maybe, you know, he slowed down a little on the later in the rounds. He's going to share with you on this interview, his post-fight interview, why he slowed down. But I you know, good for Paulie. A lot of people criticize him. A lot of people say that, you know, he's a big talker, but you know what? Getting in the ring, bare knuckle takes a lot of you know, fortitude. Let's just say that. Let's see what Paulie has to say post interview. I think we don't know why or how people feel inside the ring, but I always like to hear boxers' perspective or bare knuckle fighters or UFC fighters because talk about how they're feeling and share with us, because I think it gives us some sort of perspective, right? Let's hear it. Let's hear what Paulie has to say.
Yeah. I think I'm wearing boxing gloves now.
The first 3 rounds was absolutely wonderful. You're like a young man. You're like a man of your prime. How are you feeling now?
I feel good. Just very sore. You know, it's that day after. The day after when you're older you feel a lot older. I think I could have boxed that way even for the last 2 rounds. It's just the problem is I have bad hands. I've always had chronically bad hands. You know, also he actually broke my ribs on right by where the kidney is with those kidney punches. So a little bit dirty, but hey, you know, if you get away with it, you get away with it. My eye actually is what I'm worried about because they were not able to get a clear answer on my eye because there was too much blood behind the eye. So when they tested with that light, they said it was too hazy for them to see the retina. It has to clear up a little bit, maybe, and I have to go to St. James's Hospital today to see an ophthalmologist. When I got poked, when I went down, it was a really bad poke. I didn't see from that eye the rest of the fight. That was round 2. So I fought with one eye the rest of the fight. So So, yeah, I mean,
Well, subject to all of this stuff, coming back clear, are you looking to go again?
now, because of these injuries, I have to take a layoff, you know? And after the layoff, it's always very hard to come back each layoff, you know? So I'll see what I can and can't do. I'll tell you right now, that rib injury, the hands are one thing, you know, like you just have to rest. But this rib injury, you know, you can't do nothing with, you know, anybody who's hurt their ribs, you're just a prisoner of it now. You just have to let it heal. And any little move, just gives you the sharp pain, you know? And I've already had a few of them. Just getting up off the seat, you gotta be careful. You know, and it's in a weird area. Again, last night during the fight, I thought my kidney broke or something. Like it has like a stinging sensation, but instead it was the rib. And so I've probably got a little bit of a layoff because I'm not going to probably be able to do much with this rib injury, you know. Tyler was a formidable foe. He fought very hard and he brought a lot of effort and he's a tough guy. All the respect to him, but I also feel like if my hands aren't hurting so much, I probably did the same thing I did in the first 3 rounds and the last 2 rounds. You know? I was in a good rhythm, but my output had to drop. My hands were just gone, you know. You see them now.
Yeah. Well, you know, really, really props to Paulie for putting it so. He did perform well. His movement was good, but, you know, obviously if you have a rib injury and your hands are puffy like they are right there, you know, there's going to be some slowdown. I think if it wasn't for that, I think he would have just bloodied up this Tyler guy, you know, or just really messed him up. You know, I think he really would have messed him up, boxing beautifully. And the thing is that in bare-knuckle, you don't really have to punch really hard to cut them open, you know? So all that blood, all that, you know, swelling, it has a big effect on how you see and how you don't see. And so really, really cool. I don't know if Paulie is going to come back to the bare-knuckle scene. I think he has a career if he wants to outside the ring. I know he shared that he wants to retire, move to Sicily. This fight was partially, does he still have it, and partially financial. Who knows how he got paid or how much he got paid. But going on to the Paulie Malignaggi fight, we have some boxing channels out there criticizing Paulie for this fight, you know, and I think the position is stupid. I think it's dumb. I'm going to tell you why. And essentially the argument is Paulie Malignaggi's criticizing Jake Paul and Gervonta Davis for making this fight, you know, and they're getting paid $40 million. And look at Paulie Malignaggi. Look at what he's doing. Look at his face. And I think the argument's weak. And we're going to hear it really quick from this channel here. Let's check it out, see what they have to say of the criticism of Paulie Malignaggi's fight.
All these types of things from Paulie Malignaggi as he's been breaking down a Jake Paul fight. Before that, he was like, this is the worst decision, the Lamont Roach fight, the worst decision he's ever seen, yada, yada, yada. Fast forward to the future, Paulie had a fight in bare-knuckle. Let's take a look at that. Golly! Oh, my gosh. So I posted this. Paulie Malignaggi looks like Frankenstein after a brutal bare-knuckle fight. He talks about having vision problems, blurred vision, broke ribs. His hands are definitely swollen. I mean, you look at the status of his face, straight up Frankenstein. Bogus. All he's missing is the bolts in the neck. And this is from, so let's talk about it. In the clip I played for you, Paulie Malignaggi just said, boxing fan, he was mad that Gervonta Davis at his press conference for Jake Paul said fans got to be fans and just appreciate the show. And he's like, appreciate what? You fighting Uber drivers? That's what Paulie said. You just heard it. So this is who Paulie Malignaggi fought. Tyler Goodjohn. So you said Tank is fighting Uber drivers. There's other interviews, and I could really get in my bag where Paulie is really, he's saying he fought no one. Leo Santa Cruz was washed up and ain't really beat no one. He was like, that's the best name. He made excuses for Tank beating Jose Pedraza, said that Pedraza, where he was a champion, was weight drain and so on and so forth. And he's like, you're beating up Uber drivers. You had a split decision in bare knuckle against this guy with a record of 13-6 13-0. So he's 13-6, and he has 4 knockouts, and he's 34 years old from the United Kingdom, from the UK, right? He has a 30% knockout ratio. You have the nerve to say that Tank is fighting Uber drivers. This is who you just fought. And not only who you fought, this is the status of your face after you fought him. Come on, bro. So the Paulie hate campaign for Gervonta Davis, it got to stop, especially after this.
Yo, what's up, everybody?
Anyway, probably the dumbest take out there. I can't believe this guy has 340,000 subscribers. But whatever, there's a market for everything. This is the dumbest take. If you're going to be commentating on boxing, try to be objective here. Let's see the whole picture. So the argument is you're saying that Gervonta Davis is fighting taxi drivers or Uber drivers, but you're fighting a guy for 13-6 and whatever. Stop, man. Gervonta Davis is in his prime. He is propped to be one of the best pound for pound, or was, and you're not fighting the fights that you need to fight. And to be fair, he had a very, very competitive fight with Pitbull Cruz, and Pitbull Cruz lost against an unknown, more or less, to the boxing. He was just a boxer. He outboxed Pitbull Cruz and beat him. And so there is criticism to Gervonta Davis's resume, and he's in his prime, and he didn't take the Ramon rematch where he got, that should have been the fight. And so Jake Paul versus Gervonta Davis, it's a circus show fight. And the fact that this boxing ego can't call it out and can't see that, you're just shilling for clown show fights. You're shilling for clown show fights. And Jake Paul versus Gervonta Davis deserves all the criticism for people who are purist in the boxing game. In the boxing game. And I think this is a stupid take. Gervonta Davis versus Jake Paul. Gervonta Davis, if you want to take clown show fights, call yourself an entertainer. Don't call yourself a boxer. At least Paulie Malignaggi gets in the ring and actually fights. And bare-knuckle, it's very different. And 13-6 in bare-knuckle is not the same as 13-6 in boxing. Yet another weak point by boxing ego. It's like UFC. Undefeated doesn't really have a lot of weight. But anyway, Paulie Malignaggi, 42, coming back. He's been on for a long time. I think this was a silly take. I think it's dumb to say, stop hating on Gervonta Davis because he's look at what you just did and look who you just fought. I think super weak, super weak. Anyway, on to the next story. So we have Jermell Charlo coming out on YouTube, on X, or I think it was a Ring Magazine post, calling out a particular fighter, right? Let's see who Mr. Jermell Lionzoli is calling out now.
As becoming undisputed, he completed something that I didn't complete, and so being in the ring with Crawford would be amazing. I give him the best fight of today's era. I don't think that there's no other fight out there in the boxing world for Crawford to make right now. The best fight really would be me. The best fight with Boots is me. The best fight with Crawford is me. Obviously, nothing else, anybody else could. Earl and Virgil and the winner of them. But I really don't see nobody else. What y'all want me to do in the game? If they gave me an offer for Crawford, and me and Crawford, I talked to him one time. I'm excited. I'm so. It'll be an honor to get in the ring with him, not just today, just because of what he done.
Wow. Unbelievable, man. This Jermell Charlo. I can't believe he's even asking for a fight like that. This is a man who fought, his last fight was Saul Canelo Alvarez, was in 2023, and now it's 2025, October 2025, and he's calling out Terence Crawford, the biggest name in boxing. Why should you get that fight? Why do you even think it's the biggest fight? It's not the biggest fight. Clown show. It's the biggest fight for you, Jermell. Lions only. But it's not the biggest fight in boxing. Boots versus Crawford is a much bigger fight than you. Virgil Ortiz and Crawford is a much bigger fight than with you. Ennis and Virgil is a bigger fight at 154 than you. You know, like not at all. This is the problem with boxing, man. You got these clowns that are calling themselves boxers, but they're not boxers anymore. And all the power to you. You can do whatever you want. You can promote yourself however you want, but you're not a boxer. You're an entertainer, and you have that right. Look at this, man. He fought Saul in September 2023. Then prior to that, he fought May 2022. And then prior to that, 07-2021 against Brian Carlos Castellano, whatever, you know, where he got a draw, whatever. So I just stop it, Jermell. Just stop it, man. It's annoying to see this, you know, and I think this is part of the problem why we get clown show fights like Davis versus Paul. And I get it, I understand, but it's not good for boxing. But these guys are so inactive, but the problem is that they use social media and they try to keep their brand or clout, whatever they want to call it, grand. But it's not. Everybody forgot about the Charlo twins. After that Saul Alvarez fight, that he didn't show up, he was running around because he didn't want to exchange. No, your brand lowered. You know what Jermell Charlo should do is he should fight, you know, a celebrity. I think he that would be lucrative money wise. But as far as boxing, you know, he said that what's there left for me to do? Fight, Jermell, fight. And I just, the arrogance, the hubris on some of these guys, it's just disappointing. But we don't want to see you. I definitely won't pay for that fight. If you want to go ahead and do it, or they want to make that Crawford and Jermell fight, that'd be ridiculous if they do. But I don't think they will. I think Jermell's just, you know, it's been about 2 years since he fought, so he was probably, the bank account's probably going down, so he wants to fight again. And that's pretty much what I think about that. Moving on, we have probably the best fight or the best round of the year. I think you're going to like it. It's really interesting. Hopefully they'll let me play the whole clip. I haven't seen something like this in a long time, but this happened in my backyard in South Padre Island, and so I figured I needed to show the talent and the cards that are played back here in my presented. Really crazy round. Let's go in and check it out and let me know what you think.
Full arsenal in there.
I do see a flaw in Juárez is when he throws his jab. That's exactly what I was going to say. That's exactly what I was just going to say. That straight right hand. That's exactly what I was going to say.
Unbelievable.
I just said that. That's I've not said it. But
he's hurt.
He is really in big trouble. He is wandering over.
I didn't say box. I'm good.
No, I don't think he's good.
He has no idea where he is right now.
Lawrence Cole, take a real good look at him because he is not good. But no, you call that right down to the very shot.
That's the flaw that I saw. Just that straight, he was going to get caught with it.
An eternity of 2 minutes left, too.
That's a push.
But that's
he does not
exactly,
know where he is right now, guys.
Every time he throws that jab, he has the susceptibility of getting caught with that straight. And again, he's going to throw it.
He's glazed. He's down. Again, he's got no legs right now.
You see the time left in this first round.
-1, holding.
Yeah, I agree.
-1,
but you're also giving him a chance to recover here.
Okay, time in.
That's the right call. Technically, it's the right call to let him keep fighting.
Another straight.
Oh, it's looking like a 10-7 round here. He's just getting whipped around the ring.
I think he has no legs. He can't stand up.
I think for Layden, he just needs to just throw that.
Another point away.
Holding. -1, holding.
He has been knocked down and lost 2 points. So you want to talk about a unique scorecard for a round.
Oh, there we go.
I don't think he's going to see a second
We're not
round.
going to make it to the end of this first round.
Juárez is, I can just look in his eyes right here from our vantage point.
He just got to take that straight, and he's going to land it.
This is scary stuff there.
Juárez actually manages to land a shot.
Well, how about for...
It's so crazy because I was just about to call that, and boom, it lands.
It was such a flaw, you didn't even have time to finish the sentence.
Yes.
Someone needs to clip that out because that was like Nostradamus right there from you. But how about Leighton? Oh, that's Leighton!
An extraordinary
with the hook that knocks down Leighton.
How do you score this round? This is why they box, my friends.
This is as wild a first round as
This
you
is
will
why.
ever
This is why I
going to see.
said. Oh man.
Juárez is back.
And another one.
That's his knee comes to Davis. And the ropes are holding him up. Juárez is now shaking his head like, yeah, I got this.
Leighton hanging on for dear life.
This is one of the craziest rounds I've seen in a very long time.
Defying all the odds, it somehow has made it
That's a punch behind the head.
to the end.
Down he goes.
It's done.
So that is being rumored out to be the fight of the round of the year, right? And so kind of crazy that happened. I hadn't seen anything like that. I wanted to show it to you all. Let me know what you think. You know, did you watch it? Did you check it out? Did you attend the show? I'm being curious about that. Anyway, just want to give you that Juárez KO of Leighton. You know, honestly, I think that fight, you know, could have been stopped already. You know, it could have been a win for Leighton, but they let it go. Sometimes in these lower cards or these up and coming fights, sometimes the referees aren't as sharp. So probably, you know, could have gone the other way. Anyhow, that's all I got. I want to share with you the fight, a major fight this week, just in case you didn't know. We will have Parker versus Wardley. This will be in UK time in London. This will be a pay-per-view fight. The reason why you probably want to pay attention to this fight is that, you know, the winner could be facing one of the major fighters coming up. I don't know if it's going to be Parker. I don't know if it's going to be Tyson Fury. I don't know if it's going to be Joshua. I don't know if there's a up and coming new heavyweights, but this fight is a big deal, and it's going to be good. Both these guys are heavy hitters, you know, and I think it's going to be interesting. Joseph Parker has always flown under the radar because he's always been overshadowed by the bigger heavyweights, Fury, Joshua, and all that. But Joseph Parker is legit. This is the main one that's probably going to happen this week. Nothing else is going on this weekend. We would have had the Keith Thurman fight coming up, but you know, we all know that that's canceled and it's no longer, you know, going to be shown this month, but probably January. Anyway, guys, that's all I got. Thank you for stopping by. We're trying to do a little something different here in the show, kind of give you all the news all at once and all the reactions all at once instead of making little videos. If you like that, let me a comment, let me know. I really appreciate you stopping by. That's the punch. That's the story. That's ETB Boxing.